Well, hello. Welcome to this edition of Let's Talk Real Estate for a Minute, my series of concise, informative, and hopefully sometimes entertaining vlogs on the local area real estate market. I'm Price Anderson, sales representative with Bose & Cox Limited Brokerage here in beautiful downtown Peterborough. To start off 2018, I thought rather than do the normal recap of the stats from last year, which are really so last year, I just thought I would look forward and give a teaser list of what I think are going to be some of the relative topics and issues that will impact the Peterborough real estate climate in 2018. My goal is to give you some food for thought if you're going to be or are contemplating buying, selling, or just generally interested in what's happening in the Peterborough market. So let's roll the intro and I'll be right back with my top 10 list. So on my list, and in no particular order, are at number 1, because it's been such a hot topic in the news at the end of last year, is the new criteria or stress test set out by the OSFI for borrowing when you're putting down more than 20%. Don't worry if you don't know what the OSFI is. I'm covering that in the next video. Lots of speculation that the new rules would have caused a flurry of sales in the last few months of 2017 as people scrambled to get in under the wire. A quick look at the sales figures for November and December would indicate that it just didn't happen, as the number of sales actually dropped from last year for that same period. Number 2 on the list goes hand in hand with the above, and it's the crazy house prices. The market was so feverish in 2017 that the average house price in the city, and pretty much all over the country, set an all-time high. In Peterborough, average prices for a home jumped from $323,000 to $395,000. Number 3 on the list is a lesser known issue and affects only a small portion of the market here in Peterborough, but it's huge in larger markets like Toronto, and that's the changes to the Condominium Act that came into effect last year. We're now seeing some of the regulations for that act and the new sister act, the Condominium Management Services Act, coming into full effect in 2018. The CMSA is an act to regulate condominium managers in the province, which previously had been unregulated. Number 4 on the list, and following along the legislative changes theme of the last item, are the changes to the Residential Tenancy Act, again implemented last year. There are a myriad of subtle ways these changes will affect the real estate market and housing in the province in general this year, from influencing whether private sector new builds happen to influencing renters' decisions about entering the realm of home ownership. So number 5 is loosely tied to number 4, and that's the city's proposed bylaw regarding permitting secondary suites in houses. This is a bylaw that is in development stages, and public consultations were held in December. In a nutshell, this bylaw is to bring the city in compliance with the province's Planning Act amendments in 2011. That amendment requires all municipalities in the province to establish official plan policies to allow second units in houses. Number 6 on my list is the development of some mega subdivisions in Peterborough, the like of which have not been seen here before. One is in East City near the lift locks, and the other is in the West End on Lily Lake Road. These, along with a number of smaller developments, will bring some relief to the shortage of new housing supply. Number 7 will be the predicted cooling of the market in the GTA and how that may shrink the bubble of demand that tends to radiate out of Toronto during a hot market. This, coupled with the increased supply locally, could ease the price pressures and give local first-time buyers a bit of breathing room. During the recent boom, we saw a lot of local buyers forced to look outside the city to smaller markets east and north in order to afford getting into the market. Rounding out my list are the 8th, 9th, and 10th positions are all transportation related. Number 8 being the much anticipated 407 toll highway extension completion. While not technically slated to be finished on 2020, the newest section that opens this month will just bring that much more focus and attention to the area and its related impact on how the completion will impact housing and business in the city. Number 9, the Peterborough Airport, which continues to thrive with 18 businesses operating out of the airport and the recent inclusion of the airport into the Southern Ontario Airport Network, plus a recent initiative to gauge support for daily flights to Toronto. I think the airport will continue to play a vital role in promoting Peterborough as a great place to live. And rounding out the list at number 10 is the possibility of seeing a via passenger rail service brought back to the city. The $5.2 billion plan to connect Toronto and Quebec City by rail would have Peterborough as one of the in-between stops. Well, that's it for my top 10 list on issues that will impact the Peterborough market in 2018. Stay tuned for more details on these and other issues in future videos. Thanks for watching, and please like and share my Facebook page and these videos on YouTube. Bye now.